Bezrat Hashem. This week's Parashat Korah. As you know, every week there is a lesson. There's many lessons. But we're trying to get, right, something interesting. So this week is going to teach us, what does it mean jealousy? What? What does it mean also to follow things that we don't understand? Okay? In life you have a rule. You follow people that know, you follow things that are accepted, right? They say a mashal, Chachamim tell us a mashal, there was somebody lost in the forest. He was lost for 3 days. He was eating leaves, he was eating berries, he didn't know how to come out. Then he found one day, after 3 days, he found a man, old man. He says, "Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Maybe you can show me the way out." So he told him, "Listen, I'm lost in this forest already 2 years. But I can show you one thing, where not to go. Everything I tried and it didn't work out, don't go there. Try new avenues." Right? The same thing. The Torah is showing us where not to go. What not to do, because some people did it and they failed. And not only they failed, they made other people suffer because of that. And this is tonight's class. The story of Korah, cousin of Moshe Rabbeinu, next future leader of Israel. He was supposed to be the next leader. David HaMelech says in Tehillim, "Tzaddik katamar ifrach." Chachamim say, "Tzaddik katamar ifrach." If you take the final letters of those 3 words, tzaddik, the last letter is kuf. Katamar, last letter is resh. Ifrach, last letter is chet. He was supposed to be like a palm tree, giving dates, giving everybody wisdom of Torah. If he would have waited a little bit, he would have made it. The problem is he was pushed to do the wrong thing, and that's what happened to him. We're going to see at the end what happened to him. So let's start the story. The story goes as follows. Every little kid knows the story. But sometimes, as we said last week, there's little details that Rashi, the Midrash, Chachamim, the Gemara, they bring, and which in the common world, they don't know. A lot of people watch movies. So when you think about the 10 Commandments and take Moshe Rabbeinu, he says, "Oh, in the movie it was not like this. So what can I do? What I'm going to fight with Phil Plisberg, whatever his name is, right? Because in the movie he cannot do certain things, so he made up things." You're not going to fight with them. We have to follow the Torah. We have to follow what Chachamim tell us, what is the truth, right? So in this story, there is a cousin which is pushed by his wife. Okay? And the reason is the following. Last week's parasha, Hashem is asking that all the Leviim, the tribe of Levi, and means the people, the Bechorot, the Levi, would exchange with the Bechorot. What does it mean? We're about to build the Mishkan. We'll build the Mishkan. Who is going to serve in the Mishkan? Who are the people to serve in the Mishkan? Who are the messengers of God in the Mishkan? Normally, it's Bechorot. Kadesh likol bechor, Peter korachem. A baby, when he comes first from his mother's womb, is kadosh. He's kadosh. But the problem was there was Maaseh Egel, the golden calf. When they did the golden calf, some bechorot participated, not everybody. Some. Amongst the 3,000 people that participated was bechorot also. Hashem says, "I don't want them anymore. I want to take only the pure ones that never participated." The only tribe that never participated in sins in the Midbar is Levi. Says Hashem, "I want to change the Bechorot with Levi." So therefore, there was 22,273 Levim, and there was 22,000 Bechor, firstborns. So Hashem said, just makes an exchange. The Levi takes over the Bechor. The Bechor becomes regular person, and the Levi is the one to take over the service in the Mishkan. But since the Bechorot, some of them, they participated in the golden calf, they became impure. Avodah Zarah, idolatry, is the most impure thing that a person can do. Right? If Chad v'Shalom somebody goes to India today, somebody goes to China, and he bows down to a statue, he adores, he sacrifices to a statue, right? He becomes impure. The law is he has to shave completely, because his hair gets impure. His hair. His body gets impure, his hair. I'll give you an example. A lady, during the 12 days that she's impure, her hair grows. It says before she goes to mikveh, she has to cut the little bit of hair that grew during this period. Why? Because this part of hair is tameh, is impure. So they have to cut their hair a little bit to take off all the hair that grew during the period of time she was nidah. Hair and nails are the first thing in the body that gets impure. Hair and nails. That's why long hair gets impurity. Long nails brings impurity. Okay? So because the Bechorot were impure, and they switched around with the Levi took over their service, but they took over also their impurity. So now the Levi had to purify. So they went to mikveh, and Hashem is asking Moshe Rabbeinu to tell the Levi to shave completely from head to toe. Completely. Eyebrows, the beard, the hands, under the arm, everything has to be shaved completely. Huh? So on the peot, there was a big discussion. The Ramban says, I don't think Hashem would ask them to cut the peot. But some opinion says they did have to cut the peot because it grew in impurity. I'll give you an example. Somebody, chas v'shalom, chas v'chalila, lost a parent. So for 30 days he has to grow a beard. Then he looks at himself and says, oh, I look good. You know? Why shouldn't I continue having the beard? You're not allowed to have this beard. Because this beard grew be'avelut, in mourning, right? Be'tum'ah.
If you had a beard before.
No, if you have a beard, no problem. We're talking about somebody didn't have a beard. Right? So his beard grew avelut. You want to grow a beard, shave this one and let the new one grow. Okay? So this is also to show you how our impurity works, right? So the Levi had to shave completely. Some say with the peot, some say without peot. So imagine a man doesn't have eyebrows. Completely bald, completely. Right? Korah comes home and his wife is telling him, Mazeh, what is this all about? This morning you came out of the house good. What happened to you? Who did you fight with? So he told her, no, it's my cousin, Moshe Rabbeinu. He told me I have to shave completely. You have to shave completely? And you know, I don't understand. Tell me, your other cousin, you have another cousin, no? Aaron. Aaron is also a cousin. Did he shave? He said, no, he didn't shave. And what happened to him? Oh no, he got nice clothes. He got a blue coat. He got a nice belt. He got a pectoral. You know, he got a gold plate over here. Oh, so he's like Kala. He's a beautiful bride. And you look like, she told him later, Tani rak mokof. You look like a monkey. Wow. So he told her, what do you want me to do? Moshe Rabbeinu is my cousin, is my rabbi. Whatever God tells him to do, I do. He says, no, he's making up things. B'kitzur, she turned his head till she told him, you have to take care of your cousin. Take him off. Okay? And then he came with the idea. They asked the question with talit, with a wire, with a blue string, with other blue string. We're not going to go into that. Okay. When the dispute gets very intense, Moshe Rabbeinu has no choice. He tried, look at the Paracha. When you read Shabbat, look at the Paracha. He tried his best. He went even to the men that were with Korah, Datan v'Aviram, which were their biggest enemy, and he tried to make peace with them. Rashi says, Moshe Rabbeinu is trying to teach us, even somebody is your enemy, someone against you, try to make peace. Don't keep the machloket. Let go of the machloket. Try to make peace as much as possible. And Moshe is trying. He goes to Korah, he goes to the Datan v'Aviram, and they told them, even if you poke our eyes, we're not going to follow you. That's it. You're not our rabbi anymore. Okay? So Moshe Rabbeinu has no choice. They don't leave him the choice. They don't give him a choice. He says, okay, what do you want? What do you want? He says, we want to become also Kohen Gadol, not only your brother. You're making up stuff. You became like a king of Israel. Your brother became like the big priest, Kohen Gadol. Your nephews, Nadav Avihu, right, passed away, but the other one, Elazar v'Itamar, they became in charge of all the Levi. Very important. So what about us? We also want. We want to become Kohen Gadol. So Moshe said, okay, there's no problem. You know what? To become a Kohen Gadol, you have to go through a test. Everything like this. No, when you go up a level, you have to go through a test. And the test is very simple. It's called ketoret. The essence. Ketoret. You bring ketoret, you do ketoret, you come out of it alive. Okay. You lose your life, I'm not responsible. But I'm warning you. I'm warning you. Whoever does ketoret and is not ra'ui, is not proper to become Kohen Gadol, he dies. Okay? We're going to do it, we're going to see at the end. They took a huge chance, huge, which is unimaginable, which the Torah says, Chataim benafshoshan. It was a kamikaze, it was suicide. What they did was suicide. I'm going to explain you soon what is it suicide. Okay? First of all, let's explain about the Ketoret. Ketoret is the following thing. Moshe Rabbeinu goes to Har Sinai for 40 days and 40 nights. When he's on Sinai, he has a fight with the angels. The angel says, no, we want the Torah. Why are you bringing the Torah down to earth? Moshe Rabbeinu says, yeah, but you can apply mitzvot. At the end, Moshe wins the discussion. Now they say, you know what? Each one of us, because we fought with you, each one of us is going to give you a present. Each malach, each angel came and gave him a certain secret. Gave him a present, a secret, something valuable. Comes the angel of death. Malach HaMavet, the Satan. He says, what am I going to give to Moshe Rabbeinu? He says, you know what? I can give you one thing. I can give you a secret. When I come down on earth and there's an epidemic and I have the right to pick up as many people as I want, if you do what I tell you, you have the right to stop the epidemic. It stops completely. What is it called? Ketoret. So this thing comes from Har Sinai, and it comes from the angel of death, from the Satan, teaching Moshe Rabbeinu. He's telling him, if you do that, you stop me. I cannot go against it. So I'm giving you something which is against me, but this is my present to you. I have to give you a present. This is my present. Okay? What is it all about? There's 11 herbs. There's 11 herbs. Now, today, they're not sure about those herbs. Certain herbs we know. For example, if I take cinnamon, that's cinnamon. Right? If I take tziporen, over here, tziporen, that's the cloves. The one we do Havdalah. Each one of these 11 essence is powerful by himself. It has a power. If somebody feels in his house there's Ain Hara, or somebody's scared from Ain Hara, people have to, you want to do a party, and a lot of people are going to come to your house, and you're scared, whoa, they're going to give me Ain Hara. Take a pot, put water, take cinnamon sticks, go to Publix, go to Winn-Dixie, buy yourself cinnamon sticks, drop it in the water, drop a pack in the water, let it boil for 4, 6, 7 hours. The house is going to get filled with a beautiful smell, with a nice smell, and the house is going to be protected from Ain Hara. Take cloves. You don't have cinnamon? Take cloves. Take cloves, take a pot, drop a handful of cloves, let it boil. Doesn't make a difference. 2 hours, 3 hours, it's just going to make the house smell good.
What is it?
Cloves, tziporin. The little ones that we do Havdalah with, right? This is called tziporin. You put this, you're protected from Ain Hara. Your house is protected. Each one of these. But now the problem is we don't know all of these. We don't know. If you go to Israel, you go to Yerushalayim, to Israel, they sell you a box with the 11 essence. But is it true? There's mahloket. On each one of them is mahloket. So 2 of them, okay, korkom. You know what's korkom? Which Moroccan doesn't use korkom in the food, right? If you don't know what's korkom, you're not cook. You're not Sfardi, you're right. So that's it. More than that, we don't know. But whatever we have. But at the time of Moshe Rabbeinu, at the time of Beit HaMikdash, they knew all of them. Now we read this 3 times a day. 3 times a day. It says Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Today that we don't have it, reading it has the same power. But that's only if you read it bekavana, if you read it with intention. Like some people come, it's not Tehillim. You're not reading Tehillim. You're reading a passage of Gemara. This is Gemara. This is what we read. Tanu Rabbanan. What's Tanu Rabbanan? Our sages learned. This is Gemara. So basically, if you read it in a prayer and you learn it at the same time, means you learn as you think, right? So I just want to show you a simple thing that when you say it 3 times a day, at least you understand what you're saying. It says, our sages teach us, the Ketoret had 11 essence or 11 herbs, right? So it starts, Atzuri, Vatziporen, Vachelbena, Valevona, Mishkal 70 mane. Okay, what's mane? We know kilos, we know pounds, right? What's mane? Mane is a weight at the time of Moshe Rabbeinu, which is equal to 480 grams. If we want to round it off, 500 grams. How much is it? Half a kilo. Half a kilo. 480 grams. So, you have Vatsuri, Vatsiporen, Vachelbena, Valevona. Mishkal 70 mane. Each one was 70 mane. Not together, there are 70 mane. The difference is, if all 4 together is 70 mane, how much is 70 mane? Divided by 2, because each mane is half a kilo. So that will give me only 35 kilos, right? No. Each one, Tzori, 70 mane, Tziporen, 70 mane, Chelbona, 70 mane, Levona, 70 mane. So it's 70 times 4. Together, this gave 280 mane. Okay? Then, Mor uktzia, v'shibolet ner v'charkom, mishka 16 mane. So again, Mor, 16 mane. Ketzia, 16 mane. Shibolet, ner, 16 mane. Korkom, 16 mane. So it's 16 times 4, 64. Cost, 12. Kilufa, 3. Kinamon, 9. Cost is 12 mane. Kilufa is 3. Kinamon, cinnamon, 9 mane. So basically what do I have? 280 plus 64 plus 12 plus 3 plus 9. 368. How many days we have a year? So what do we say in the prayer? 368. 365 is like the day of the sun cycle, which is 367. ושלושה מנים מתרים plus 3 extra ones for Yom Kippurim. There was, No. So what do? You take all these, you smash them, you make into powder. Comes one big powder.
I see.
It's going to give you the weight of 368 mane, which is how much? It's 368 divided by 2 because it's half a kilo. So 184 kilo per year. It's prepared Be'erev Yom Kippurim. So now what do? Every day you use 1 mane, 1/2 a kilo. Mahatzito ba'boker, u'mahatzito ba'erev. Half of the half in the morning, and had a quarter in the morning and a quarter at night. Okay? And then, when you finish the year, you get Kippur. You are left with 3 mane, because you used the whole year, you used it. So you're left with 3 mane, 1.5 kilos, which you take with your handful, and he has to bring it where? He has to bring it to the Holy of Holy. Where does the Kohen Gadol bring it, the 3 extra ones? He brings it on Yom Kippur in the Holy of Holy, to the Aron HaKodesh, and he puts it down next to the Holy Ark. Okay? That's the service when the Kohen Gadol goes into the Holy of Holy, Kodesh HaKodashim, B'Yom HaKippurim. Okay? This is the service. Okay. Now, the thing is, Korah wants to become Kohen Gadol. But Korah is not alone. The Paracha says, he was able to gather 250 Nesi'e Ida. He was able to gather, to bring with him 250, Rashi says, Rashi Sanhedrin, the top judges of Israel. Each one of the judges is Rashi Alafim, is in charge of 1,000 people in the country, which means in the camp. Which means when Yitro comes to the camp, he's telling his son-in-law, you cannot judge 3 million people. What are you doing to yourself? You're not being able to stand. You must have help. So you must have Sarei Alafim, Sarei Me'ot, Sarei Chamishim, Sarei Asarot. You must have rabbis, which those rabbis are in charge of 1,000 people each. Then you must have rabbis which are in charge of 100 people, And 10 people and 50 people and 10 people. So basically it's the Supreme Court, which is Moshe Rabbeinu. You have the big court, which is the Sarei Alafim. Smaller court, which is 100 people. Smaller courts, and the last court, which is... Okay. As he was able to get 250 Rashi Sanedraot. They had, each one of them, under him, 1,000 people. Moshe Rabbeinu was able, Korach was able to pull them. So how many people did Korach have already? 250,000 people in his hand. In his hand. But he was not happy with that. Korach was not happy. He went to camp, and in one night, the Midrash says, one night, he was able to get a vote of 3 million people. All the camp. Korah-A, the pasuk says over here, he was able to gather the whole nation under him. Why? He told them a little story that we say to little kids, but he said it so nicely and so convincing that everybody followed him. He says, you know, in the camp, and it's not a true story, in the camp there was a widow, in the Jewish camp at that time, Moshe Rabbeinu time, there was a Jewish widow. And she had sheeps, okay? So when the sheep started to multiply, Aaron came. That's what he's saying. That's what Korah is saying. Aaron came with Moshe Rabbeinu and says, hey, the firstborn you have to give me, it's mine. Why? Torah says, Kol Bechor, who gets the Bechor, who gets the firstborn? Aaron. Everything goes to Aaron. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Okay. She comes to shear the sheep, take off the wool. Aaron comes, Moshe Rabbeinu, hey, you have to give him a handful to my brother. Why? Because it says that Reshit Agez, when you shear your sheep, you have to give it to Aaron. A certain measure. Oh, so I'm going to have only trouble, she said. You know what? Let me slaughter them. I'll slaughter them, I don't deal with him anymore. She slaughters the sheep, and they come again. She said, hey, you have to give us the right hand, Azroa, Alechayim, the cheek, and the Keva. The Kohen is part. Every time you slaughter an animal, a sacrifice, you have to bring this to the Kohen. Wow, even after the thing? Okay. So you know what? Let me sell everything, let me buy a land. She buys a land. Things grow. Hey, you give Truma to the Kohen. And then you have to give Levi, I'm getting Maaser. And he was telling them, this is all laws, which is right. But the way he was saying it, that everything belongs to him and to his brother. That's how Korach presented it. When people says, you know what? You're right. How didn't we pay attention to that? Everything belongs to him. He's taking everything. One night he gathered everybody against Moshe Rabbeinu. One night. The story is not true. How can you get the land in the desert? Who has the land in the desert, right? And who has, sheep maybe she had, but he was able to convince the people. Yeah, exactly. So, but he was able to convince them. This is the problem. Okay. So now, Moshe Rabbeinu has to deal with that. So what do you want, Korach? What do you want? Okay, tell me what you want. What are we arguing about? Just tell me what we're arguing. He says, I want to be the Kohen Gadol. I want to be the Kohen Gadol. Okay, no problem. Now the problem is he's dealing with all Israel. He's not dealing, Korach is just representing Israel. He says, you know what? I'll give you something called Ketoret. Ketoret can be done only by the Kohen Gadol. Okay? So I'm giving you a challenge over here. You and Aaron, you and my brother, you're going to take a Ketoret each one. But the problem is, you brought me 250 men. What are those men? They are not Kohen, not Levi. They are from Reuven, from the tribe of Reuven. They have nothing to do with this. They have nothing to do with this. So, in other words, he's telling them, doing this, only one can come out alive. So it's Korach, plus 250 men. There are 251 men. Aaron is alone. It's like 1 against 251. But 1 second, only one can come out alive. Those 250 have 0 chance, because the only one can do Ketoret is who? Kohen Gadol. Zero chance. So it has to be either from Levi tribe or Cohen tribe. It's to be Cohen, but Levi could try his luck. Could try his luck. He's all taking a risk. He could try his luck. But Reuven has no chance. They suicided. The Torah says whatever they did was a suicide. And they're going to pay for it in the next world. Why? Because a person is not allowed to suicide himself. If you suicide yourself, you pay for it. Okay? So, him and him, what does he have to do? Why is Korah so sure about himself? Why is he so sure about himself? Because he had a prophecy. Like we said, he was supposed to be the next leader of Israel. He was supposed to be the next leader. He was a big chacham. Right? Korah was carrying the Aron HaKodesh on his shoulder. The holy ark in the desert he was carrying on his shoulder. He's from the sons of Kehat. Kehat is the only family that had the privilege to carry Aron. That was the schov. You know what it means to carry Aseret HaDibrot. You carrying the 10 Commandments. Just to see the 10 Commandments is something great. To carry it, you know how great it is? He was from that. So he had a lot. He was a big potential. So what does he go? He says, no. He had a prophecy. That he's going to have a kid which is going to be worth more than Moshe and Aaron together. Who is this? Shmuel HaNavi. Shmuel HaNavi is going to come out of Korah. And we say every Friday night, Moshe ve'Aaron bekohanav, u'Shmuel bekoreh shemo. Moshe ve'Aaron together, u'Shmuel, they are equal. You take Moshe and Aaron together. So Korah says, if he's going to die, how is Shmuel going to come to the world? Impossible. So he says, it's for sure, Aaron is going to die and I'm going to be alive. Okay, that was his cheshbon. Now, what does he do? He instigates everybody to be with him. He kills 250 people just to get up there. He doesn't care about Jewish people. He doesn't care about Jewish souls. He wants to get where he wants to get. So he comes, come, you do the ketoret. But you know they have no chance. So you're killing them. You are killing them. Right? Loch Patlo, he doesn't care as long as he gets what he wants to get.
They didn't know that?
Huh? They didn't know.
You want the power.
Yeah. So, and what was their motive? Each one of them, of the 250, are Bechor. They were taking away the chance to work in Bet HaMikdash, in the Mishkan, the sanctuary. So he was able to get them through that. Oh, you know, you also lose. You lost your right to work, to serve in the Mishkan. So he killed them. Okay. But look that. They didn't stop there. He brings the Ketoret, and Hashem says, okay, everybody who is there has to die. Who is everybody? We're talking about 3 million people. This is everybody.
Yeah, that's what
Everybody is going to die. Earth is going to open. Everybody falls inside, dies. 3 million people. Everybody dies. Moshe right away says, Hashem, it's impossible. They're innocent, those people. He turned their heads. They don't know what they're doing. How are you going to judge those people? Those people are not to be judged. Look how much Moshe Rabbeinu is caring about Israel. Though they're against him, he cares about them. This is a true leader, that he cares for the other people. Not the one who want to get somewhere and kills the people. Somebody who cares about these people. So he's asking Hashem, it's not fair. So what does Hashem answer? Okay, I listen to you. So whoever's going to be next to Korah, the land is going to open. Whoever's going to be next to Korah has to fall inside. So he told them, move. If you care about your life, move. Everybody moves. Who is left? Korah, Datan v'Aviram, and the 250 men. Right? And then the land opens, and 300 people go underground.
Where are there 50?
Huh? What?
Where are there 50?
Oh. The 250 got burnt.
Got?
Burnt.
Bill.
Okay. Okay? Korah had 50 members in his family. Korah had 50 members. The 250 and 50, they all got underground.
And Korah?
And Korah also.
If you don't have one.
Huh? But his family, his wife,
If you don't have one.
is only what?
Then you only have one then.
No, total. In total, 300. Including Korah. Okay? Now look what's going to happen. The next day, all Israel, they come against Moshe Rabbeinu a second time. They come against Moshe Rabbeinu. They're gathering against him.
Even they saw the...
Yeah, they saw. What did they say? What they say? Look, they say, you knew that if they do the Ketoret, they're going to die. How can you let it be? How can you propose such a thing? They were blaming him for proposing it. Why did you propose it? You know they're going to die. You know that 250 are going to die, right? You know that Korah and his 50 family members are going to die. You should have avoided it. What do you mean? He saved your life yesterday. Yesterday you were in the same pit almost. He saved your life. No, they're coming to complain. Hashem says, now I don't forgive. Now I'm not going to forgive. An epidemic starts, and people are going to start dying, one after the other. Boom, 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 boom. 14,700 people die in a few hours. Few hours. What does Moshe do? He cares about them again. He sends his brother Aaron, and he says, 1 second, what's the Ketoret all about? The Ketoret is to stop the epidemic, to stop Malach HaMavet, the angel of death. So he sends his brother Aaron, he sends him with the Ketoret, and he stops the epidemic. 14,700 people the second day, 300 people the first day, total of 15,000 people died in 2 days. It's enormous. Even if you go to war, not as many Jews die, right? Why is all this? Because one man called Korah wanted to become Kohen Gadol. That's it. Jealousy. Kina'ah. He was jealous. I want also to become Kohen Gadol. So because of his jealousy, now listen to the nice part. The Gemara says, Korah en lo chelek l'olam haba. Even when Mashiach comes, he's not going to be resuscitated with Mashiach. Resurrected, right, with Mashiach. En lo chelek l'olam haba. But the thing is, Korah left. Okay? Why was he wrong? He was right. He's going to have Shemuel. Why he was wrong? When the land opened, 3 huge pillars came out of the ground.
3
huge pillars.
pillars.
Korah had 3 boys. Those boys, they didn't know they have to respect their father, but they have their rabbi also to respect, Moshe Rabbeinu. So they were like in a dilemma. Yes, no, yes, no. The last minute when the earth opens, they do teshuvah. They says, we are with Moshe Rabbeinu. 3 huge pillars come away out from the hall. Each one of them gets to sit on top of one. Okay? Each one of them gets to sit on top of one. From there, Rashi said they climbed out. Comes out at the end. Korah's children were saved at the end. So now we know where Shmuel is going to come from Korah's children. So Korah, en lo chelek l'olam haba. He's not going to come back at Mashiach times. But everything else, Shmuel, Hanavi, everything came from him. Okay. So listen to this Gemara, interesting Gemara, in Kiddushin. There was a rabbi called Avimi. Avimi had 5 children, all 5 children rabbis. Okay? Now, one day Avimi, he was a little bit tired. So his oldest son says, Abba, what's going on? You tired? He said, yeah, I'm tired. I would like to have a cold cup of water. Now, going back 2,000 years ago, cold cup of water. It's not like you open the faucet or you have the fridge. There's not even bottles from Walmart. There's no. So you have to go outside to the well to pump and to get water. And sometimes the well is far. Okay, say, Abba, sit down. I'll take care of it. Sit down a few minutes. I'll bring you a cup of water. He goes. Meanwhile, the father was tired, fell asleep. The son comes back. In his hand, he has a cup of water. But the father is sleeping. He says, what do? Do I wake up my father? For sure not. He's tired. Do I leave the cup on the table, and when he wakes up, he finds the cup of water? That's not kavod. That's not respectful. What does he do? He says, you know what? I'm standing here, and I'm waiting for my father to get up. He can wake up in an hour. He can wake up in 2 hours. He says, kibud avayim. I have to respect my father. This is my father. This is my mitzvah. So he's standing there, and he says, you know what? But I'm not going to stand doing nothing. So let me think of the first devar Torah that I come to my mind. Let me think about anything. What's the first thing come to my mind? He opens the Tehillim, and it says in Tehillim, Mizmor le-Asaf. Asaf is one of the children of Korah. His name is Asaf. Okay? Asaf. Asaf is one of the 10 authors of Tehillim. You know, David HaMelech didn't write the whole Tehillim. Avraham Avinu put the Mizmor, Maskil Eman HaEzrachi. Moshe Rabbeinu put the Mizmor, Tefillah LeMoshe, Isha Elohim, 90, right? There is the 3 children of Korah, the 3 of them. Each one of them wrote Mizmorim, right? So there is 10 Mechabrim, 10 like big personalities, but David HaMelech wrote like 80%. 80% is David HaMelech. But some Mizmorim were written. So Asaf, one of the children of Korah, Asaf, wrote a Mizmor. What Mizmor? He writes like this, Mizmor le-Asaf. A song, a chant to Asaf. Elohim. Ba'u goyim benachalatecha timu etcha kodshecha. God, you know, the goyim came to your temple and they impurified your house. Okay? So Avimi says, one second, I don't understand. Mizmor le-Asaf? You singing to God? Isn't it when you're sad, you're lamentating? What do we do Tisha B'Av? Kinot. So he should have said, Kina le-Asaf, a lamentation to Asaf. Why you say Mizmor? So they says, wow, that's a great question to have. Him saying to himself, he's standing there. He's just standing there. He says, wow, that's a great question. Let me think about an answer. So he says, one second, Asaf is the son of Korah. Korah, en lo chelok l'olam haba. He cannot come to l'olam haba. So he's saying the following thing. You know, he's make everything it comes in his head like. He says, there once was a king, he was thirsty. So he asked his servant, please go and draw some water, cold water. I would like to drink cold water. She went with her bucket. She put it down the well. The bucket was not attached good. As she putting it down, bringing it up, the weight tore the rope, and the bucket fell into the well. Now this was her parnasa. She was bringing water to the king, and she was paid every time she would give him a bucket of water. She sat there. She was crying. She cannot draw water anymore. That's it. She's poor. She doesn't have. The king, meanwhile, got thirsty. He says, where is she? Come on. I said, how long does it take to bring a cup of water? So his daughter was there. So he told his daughter, do me a favor. Go get me a cup of water. Go to the well. I don't know what happened. Maybe she ran away. So the daughter of the king went. Now the daughter of the king, she has also a bucket, but the bucket is made out of gold. Right? So the king's. So she goes and she puts it down, and also the rope was not tight. And when she brings it up, it pulls out the bucket and falls. The servant, she was there. She got up. She was crying. She got up. She started clapping. She started singing. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. She looks, excuse me? What's thank you, Hashem? He says, you don't understand. I had no chance to get back my bucket. But now that you lost your bucket, for sure one of your father's servants is going to come and try to take it out. It's gold. They're not going to leave it down there. So whoever's going to take out your bucket is going to take out mine. So that's why I'm happy. He was thinking of this. He said, oh, I get something. Korah, he got swallowed in the ground. He has no chance to come out of there. No chance. But one second, something else got swallowed in the ground. King David, when he wanted to build a temple, Hashem told him, you cannot build it. You are a warrior, you went to wars, you cannot build it. So, but I tell you one thing. I let you build the doors of the temple. So Shlomo HaMelech built the house, the whole Bet Mikdash, and David HaMelech brought the doors, the dlatot. All the doors is the donation of David HaMelech. When the Goyim came, Nebuchadnezzar came and wanted to destroy the temple of Shlomo HaMelech, Hashem said, they can destroy the temple, but not the doors. The doors belong to David. David's doors, no one's going to touch. What happened? Just before Nebuchadnezzar came in, all the doors sunk in the ground. They went into the ground. So the Goyim don't touch them. So basically when they came, all the doors were open. All the openings. There's 13 openings in the temple. 13. All the 13 openings got sunk in the ground. Huh? Like Yericho, exactly. Why? When Mashiach is going to come, Hashem, Rashi says, is going to bring down the Beit HaMikdash ready, but without doors. Where are the doors going to come? From the ground. They're going to come up, and we're going to put them on the Beit HaMikdash of Hashem. Right? Says Asaf, wow, I'm so happy that the Goyim came and they purified the temple. You know why? They broke the temple, but the door is going down. When Mashiach is going to come and the door is going to come up, my father is all the way down there, he said. He said that his father, he's going to grab to one of the doors, and as the door comes out, he's going to come with it. So he was happy. So he says, Mizmor. Why? Because his father has a chance when Mashiach comes to come out of the ground. Korah-A, the Gemara says, Eno chelek l'Olam. But Asaf, by thinking that, he's giving a chance to his father to have chelek l'Olam. As he was thinking that, his father woke up and he gave him the cup of water. So Avimi, right? He was thinking, and by his thought, he gave Korah a chance to come out with the doors of Beit HaMikdash, right? So the Gemara says, En lo chelek l'Olam. For what he did, killing 1,500 people in 2 days, 1,500 Jews in 2 days. Huh? 15,000, yeah. 15,000 in 2 days. En chelek l'Olam. You killed people, right? But because the doors went down, so why is he going to come up? Because he left 3 tzaddikim, 3 of his children tzaddikim. They're writing Tehillim. Shmuel HaNavi is coming out of there. Korah, chaval. It's too bad. If you would have waited a little bit, you would become the next leader of Israel, and you would see the fruits of yours. Your children tzaddikim, your great-grandchildren, Shmuel HaNavi, compared like... That's why I say, in life, don't rush to do something that you want kavod, you're jealous, or you want honors, right? Because people are looking for honors, they're ready to, they don't care anything about it, going around them. Even if people die, right? As long as they get what they need, right? People selling drugs, right? As long as they get the money, they don't care how many people they kill, right? As long as they get the money. This is the same thing. You don't care about 15,000 Jews dying in 2 days, right? So, but you're lucky. You know why you're lucky? You left 3 tzaddikim. And those 3 tzaddikim are going to make sure that you come out of there. So this lesson is a big lesson. We read it every time. Machloket. So that's why in synagogues, usually, right? Oh, he told me this, or I know you. You know, Moshe Rabbeinu is teaching us. He tried his best of the best to make shalom. Somebody starts up with you, just walk away. Let him talk. Let him talk, you know. That's what happens. You say 1 word, he says 2 words, you say 4 words. And then the problem is, the Gemara says, Chavrach, Chavra itle. Each one has friends. When you start up with somebody, you have friends, he has friends. So it's not one-on-one. Who knows how many people around there is, right? So never take it as one-on-one. Always think, in the synagogue, there's a lot of people. So you should watch out. You should watch out.
With Korah having a chance to come out with the doors, is his treasure has a chance to come out as well?
That I don't know. But his treasure does not belong to him. The treasure belonged to Israel. He took it without permission. Okay, so if anything, if this treasure comes out, it goes back to Israel. Honestly.
They said that he was the richest man, that nobody
Yes.
really liked this. And
But rich people are not the most happy people. They're the most jealous people, because the Gemara says, you have 100, you want 200. You have 200, you want 400. You're never happy what you have. Is there washir? If you're happy what you have, you're the richest person on earth. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.